Well, we lived in the country before we moved here. We were there about 22 years. And given our age, we decided to move back into town. And we saw this was available, and we made an inquiry, and we loved it as soon as we saw it.
What we felt one of the reasons why we wanted to move out of our home was the maintenance. It was quite a pricey thing. Our house needed a lot of work doing to it, so that was another consideration for moving into here. My first impression was, wow. And I had no intentions of moving into an apartment block. That wasn't my intention, although he would have liked it. But as soon as we saw the apartment, my first impression was, wow, this is where I want to live. It's bright, it's clean, it'd be easy to maintain, and it sold it for me immediately.
It's a bit different for me because I used to work on this spot as a civil servant for 30 years. Actually on the 5th floor, which was where I'm living, so it's really a bit strange actually coming to live here after all this time, but it's a great building compared to the old one, and I loved it straight away. I didn't think Wendy would go for it because of the garden, lack of garden, but we both loved it in the end.
And we've got the communal garden as well as our balconies, so it just ticks all of our boxes.
Also, the thought of doing it in 10 years' time, when we're even older, didn't really appeal to us.
It's not just the apartment, it's the whole package.
Yeah.
It's having the bistro to go down to if you don't feel like cooking.
Yeah.
We're always meeting up with our mates downstairs for coffee.
And it's right in the centre of town, so everything's just a short walk away. I think you know that should anything happen to one of us, the other person would have a lot of support from the rest of the community that you wouldn't if you're just living in an ordinary house, in an ordinary street.
And also living in the middle of town is that we found things are so much more accessible. I am so much fitter now since I've been here because I've joined the local gym, which is only just a stone's throw down the road, which I wouldn't have done where I lived before. And my diary is so full. People are now having to book things in, and it's not just me, it's everybody. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't meet you that day, I'm doing jive or I'm doing Pilates, or yeah, we've got the quiz night that night, you know, so there's so much.
Yeah, so much to do in the evenings
and during the day. But if you didn't want to do it, you haven't got to participate. You do as much or as little as you want to do. We kind of talked amongst ourselves and we thought, if you were going to come down for a cup of coffee, come down around about 11, because that's when people, or maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then people will gather around those times, or lunchtime. You know, you never really have to have a meal on your own because there's always somebody down there or you could have your meal on your own if you preferred.
Well, I think first of all, you know that you don't have to purchase the whole thing, which was out of our price range. But the fact that we were able to we settled for 50%, enabled us to move here, and we've invested the rest of the money left over from our house sale into Platinum Skies as well, which has lowered the rent for us and all the other bills.
When we first came, we were the second people in here. So very early on, I started up a quiz night. So we have quiz on a Friday night and on a Sunday night. And that is more turned into more of a social gathering now. So we sit down, there's probably about 18 of us sit outside, and we either do games or we just chat with a bottle of wine and some nibbles. They're not our neighbours, they're our mates. And it's as simple as that. We really love them. We love all of them.
Yeah, we'll do anything to help them.
And they will do anything to help us. It's a proper community. It's been a godsend that they have pets here, and on our particular floor we have 5 dogs?
4.
4 dogs.
4 dogs.
4 dogs on our floor. And they're all mates. Belle. There.